Welcome to the Just Talk to Me Bro podcast.
Who does this guy even think he is? What are you, chewing rocks? Just talk to me, bro.
Starring your host, Dante Dario.
And welcome back to episode 6 of the Just Talk to Me Bro podcast.
You could turn that on.
What?
Like a switch.
Well, dude, yeah.
Like a professional.
What, the podcast switch?
Yeah.
What are you talking
This is
about?
only episode 6.
Yeah.
You're like a pro now.
Well, no. I wish, dude. Imagine just getting that good out of nowhere. Just episode 6.
It's happening.
Oh my God, it's here. And you know what? We're going to talk about episode 600 at some point, and it's like, life is going to go by.
Are we going to go that far?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm
Are
in.
you going to be alive?
If I'm living the lifestyle I am right now, definitely. I'm going to live till like 90. If I'm living how I was living at 20, maybe not.
Well, welcome back to episode 6, Jay. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Jay with a J
Appreciate
White,
it.
but now he's Jay Birdie. Kaka!
Jaybird. That's what they called me, yeah.
Yeah,
Jaybird.
Jay Bird. And I'm your host, Dante Dario,
Hey, Dante.
as usual, right?
Good to see you, buddy.
We have a good episode today. Just remember to like and subscribe. I know I'm asking you now, but it's always good to ask now so that you do it, and then you get the juicy content. It's easy, right? You can leave a comment down below. Tell us what you want. You want to talk about something?
Yeah, Dante and I were just talking. Leave a comment in the comments below,
Yeah.
and we'll actually talk about. We'll give you a shout out, and we'll talk about whatever you put there if it's interesting.
Right, of course, because there's some weird people that reach out to me on like DMs, and they're like, "Can I be on your podcast?" And they don't look right. They don't.
You ever been scared by
I was
looking at?
scared.
You're looking at somebody's profile. They're not even looking at you. Like
They're
and
just themselves.
I was
and,
terrified.
and I think of their day, and I'm like, that guy's doing stuff before he messaged me. Because like I know, like you want to be on a podcast, right? And I'm looking at this guy's profile as a rapper and everything. But then it was
You're
like,
brave even talking about this, dude. I'm scared.
yeah, it was this very scary dude. But you know what? He's doing his thing. He's just not gonna be on the pod. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
If there's any normal people out there that want us to talk about something, just let us know.
And if you're watching this, please don't murder me and my family. Thank you. Oh God, no. You know what? If you can join us in this comedy world of a podcast that we have, and I hope your week was good. My week was excellent. Had a little bit of sickness. Got my car back.
Man, you're so unhealthy.
Dude, I always
You gotta
get
take
told
care of
that.
yourself.
You know what? Everyone tells me like, "Why are you sick again?" But I don't know.
You don't
It's-
eat healthy.
Okay,
That's
it's
why.
either acid reflux or I'm sick with a cold or I'm coughing or I'm doing something.
Yeah, like I've never texted you and said, "Yo, bro, I feel great today." You're
I
like my
do.
wife.
No. I do.
My wife, I've been counting. It's 17 days in a row. She's either been sure she has COVID or the flu. I'm like, how you feeling? She's never like, "Oh yeah, I'm feeling great." She's like, "Oh, COVID. Got COVID. Got a tickle in my throat. It's
Yeah.
COVID."
That's what I had.
How many COVID tests have you done in the past
Dude,
week?
okay. So I had a burning in my throat, right? And you're thinking back in the day, burning in your throat, whatever. You got a cold, right? But now with this whole COVID stuff, you know, it's 2 years past the pandemic, right? So I did 5 tests because someone here told me to swab my throat.
Yeah, you're supposed to. This is a public service announcement. They say now, swab your throat and then your nose. Both. I mean, you probably want to do your throat before your nose, but apparently it's more accurate.
But keep in
Who
mind-
even tests anymore? I've
keep
got
in mind-
boxes of tests at my house, and if you got COVID, what does it matter? Does it
No,
actually
I know.
matter?
It doesn't
Is there
matter how you test
restrictions
yourself,
or-
but this is our opinion.
Right.
Because the real way, there's ways you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to swab your nose, yeah, but you can do your throat.
Right.
But opinion. This
Sure.
is opinion, strictly opinion. We're not doctors.
It's the right opinion, but it's an opinion.
But we're not doctors. Okay.
Well, I'm a doctor. Speak for yourself.
We don't want to go. No, you're not.
Okay.
The
no,
doctor of what? Doctor who?
Yeah.
Who?
You ever hear who is that comedian there? Mitch Hedberg.
No, I haven't heard.
He talks about Dr. Scholl, that makes the shoes.
Yeah.
He's like,
Why is that a doctor?
he's a doctor, which means he went to school for a long time, and it doesn't take a lot of schooling to know that stepping on a cushion is comfier. He's so good,
true.
man.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's like there's other doctors too, like Dr. Jeans. There's a place that fixes your jeans, the Dr. Jeans. Like,
But they don't have a PhD, right?
right. You walk in, you're like, hey, doctor, my jeans got a hole in it. Can you fix? Yeah. Sure,
Yeah, it's
we'll
kind of like
fix
when
it.
you're coming up with a business name. You
Yeah.
could do anything.
You could do anything. Yeah. Doctor Fix It and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well,
I could start a bar called Dr. Alcohol.
I think you'd get in trouble for that.
Yeah, maybe, eh?
Yeah, because then there'd be guys that literally would believe it. Like the dumb
Prescriptions.
guys. There's dumb people out there.
Oh man, speaking
And that.
dumb. Hey, we were using that as a segue. You and me both at the same time.
You know what? There's a lot of dumb people out there, and I have a little bit of a small following on Facebook. I don't know if you guys
It's getting
listening, Spotify, Apple, Google, the Googles, YouTube, if you're listening, you can relate when you go on Facebook and there's those useless, and I mean useless, buy and sell groups.
What is the point of a buy and sell group?
Pointless. So,
Because you got marketplace
right.
and then you've got a buy and sell group. So if you list it, like when I list items, it says you list it on a marketplace. Would you also like to list it?
Exactly.
Why?
So they offer it because Facebook wants people to talk to each other and you can be friends with everyone, right? That's their whole motto. It's just like, let's join the world together and hold hands and
Engagement. Because engagement pays them.
Right. So your ad or whatever you're selling, your pair of Nike Jordans from 3 years ago that you wore 2 times and you want to sell for $300, it goes into a group as well if you want, right? Every single time that I've had any interaction with a group and my product's gone there was zero interest in buying it from anybody that's commenting. It's always either someone analyzing your product way too hard, someone that has zero intention, they just talk shit, like they just laugh emote even.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that, laugh emotes. Just pure garbage.
Yeah, it's weird. What I have listed, because it gives you that option to check the box.
Right.
I have in the past listed it on a few things, and then recently, within the past 2 years, I've never even clicked that because it's like if it's listed on Marketplace, you don't need to throw. And you're right, it's just a bunch of people that basically
Complain.
And,
It's all complainers.
It's just a forum. It's a platform. Facebook is essentially a platform for stupid people.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying we're not dumb.
We're dumb.
I mean, we're the average person, so we're dumb too. But it's weird. Like, it just before, if there was a dumb person, they would just go talk to other dumb people. But now the dumb people can post for all the world to see.
Yep.
But I have a theory on this. I haven't really. We didn't talk about this too much before the podcast, but it's just kind of like organically coming to me here. When you say dumb people, it kind of has like a negative connotation to it.
Yeah.
But how much entertainment have we got from these dumb people? My buddy and I, we're creeping this guy who actually, ironically, back to our 1-star podcast, it was a similar situation.
Yeah.
My buddy and I were on the phone the other night. We're back and forth, and we talk. This guy had a negative review of a casino, so we start creeping his profile, and we read for an hour and a half, just going back and forth, reading his dumbness,
stupid reviews. Yeah.
So even
like,
a
that's
negative thing like dumbness, it kind of has if you think positive, you can make anything positive because that stupidity is actually free entertainment.
Stupidity sells, especially for comedy or comedian.
And those dumb comments are going to get way more engagement. And that dumb comment you're talking about
got huge engagement.
Right.
I replied.
You can think of the most original quote that you're going to post there and motivational or whatever and be like, and you'll get 3 likes on it. And then if you say, people are like, just 100 comments on it.
I know.
Whatever.
And it's like, I'm on Facebook constantly because I do advertising on Facebook. So I'm always on using the platform. And I rarely post status updates about anything in my life unless I really needed it, right? But just seeing the stupid, like I've stayed in that group because I don't need to buy anything. And I don't think I've ever have, but it's so funny when these things pop up.
So you're getting the entertainment.
Yeah, I'm getting the entertainment, exactly like you said. And at the same time, I'm starting to realize a lot of these people are using it not to sell anything at all. They're using it to complain about other people. And it's like juicy drama. And you have like pages of like screenshots and they'll out the person and they'll put like their picture and like their full name and where they live and everything. And they screwed me over and they did this and that. And sometimes it's justified. They made somebody drive an hour.
But here's
and
my
they
thing.
They weren't there, right?
Sure, it's justified, but who cares?
Right. That's what I was getting at. Nobody cares that you have this problem.
Right.
And you've decided out of your whole day, you're so salty. You're probably driving home after driving an hour to this person's house, cussing yourself out because they didn't
we
answer
all
the
do
door.
I do it.
Right.
But I'm not going to be like, I want to post this on the world.
Yeah. That's what my thought process is,
Facebook
right?
for everybody to see. It's like,
so you're outing someone and you're asking other people to care, and sometimes you don't have that. Like I said, sometimes it's justified. Someone's a legit scammer. People do that, and they use that platform for that.
oh, good point. Yeah.
No problem. But then there's other people that they're not justified at all. So I had,
And I'll even add that if they are justified,
even then, it's like to a certain point,
then
what is that going to do?
Then and then it's who cares. So
Right.
you do have a really good point about the scammer. Okay, I want to know about a scammer. I want
Right.
to know if somebody ripped me off, if somebody's dangerous, of course.
Right.
But nobody cares. Nobody cares that you were bidding on an item and this guy sold it to.
And you got sniped, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
it's so cutthroat on Marketplace.
And it's always
Kijiji
weird.
back in the day was just so chill and like you could look at something.
you could sell anything on
Yeah.
Kijiji those days,
You
man.
talk
It was
to
easy.
people, go back and forth, and
Yeah.
no problem. Now it's like something post, gone like that.
Dude, they're doing porch pickups now. And it's like, I find that so absurd. I don't know if I'm just a super insecure person, but like porch pickup is basically you leave the stuff on the porch and trust them that they'll pay you through an
My wife
e-transfer.
does that.
I can't do
There's
that.
like a mason jar sitting outside my house 24/7 with just like cash in it.
I can't do that because like that person just doesn't have to pay. And then you're the guy that's on there. This guy didn't pay on the porch pickup,
Yeah.
and this is their photo.
See, if
What did
somebody
you gain?
didn't pay, I wouldn't even go. Like again, whatever.
But some of these are expensive items, you know, like a
yeah,
Nintendo
okay,
Switch.
We're not doing that. I mean,
You know
like
what I
we're
mean?
selling stuff for $5.
Yeah, like
$10.
pottery
Who
stuff
cares,
and like
right?
whatever.
Yeah.
But a Nintendo Switch, for example, that's absurd. I would never.
I think this is all connected to COVID. People are so anti-socialized, if that's a word.
Yeah,
They're so
antisocial.
used to being in their basement and not seeing people. It's like, oh, I want to sell this, but I don't want to see
That's
anybody.
true. You know what?
I
I
want
got
to do groceries, but I don't want to have to face like another human being.
I got a doorbell, the Ring doorbell, on purpose, just so I can like monitor the packages.
What one do you
I
have?
get. No, it's not Ring. It's something else,
Oh, okay.
Skybell or something like that. But it's good. It detects like faces and animals. It'll tell me what it is. Animal at the front door. I'm like, oh, what is it? A rabbit? But like I've never had.
Oh wow,
anything interesting.
I got to get that one.
Yeah. It gives you like full algorithm breakdown of what's there. But I used it mainly for like packages to watch if Amazon drops off a package in the blue bin that I tell them to. I have a designated bin for Amazon to drop shit in.
You have
and
OCD
they never
so
do
bad.
because the bin is there, right? You see the bin and you know what they do? They put the stuff in front of the bin.
Now, when you say they,
Amazon.
right?
Yeah.
Now, is there a stereotypical Amazon driver that you're describing, or
No,
is it just
it's all of them.
Yeah,
I
okay.
wish I could say it's this guy, but it's all of them.
okay?
There's the one guy that does do his job. He'll put it in the bin, then he'll take a picture of it and he'll leave, and it's whatever, it's fine. But I got the camera for that reason, basically. Because if you're gonna talk about being antisocial, yeah, I do it too. But I don't understand like the whole porch pickup thing because I know people are a bunch of liars, right? So we got the people that post stuff on Marketplace to out other people, and then you got people on Marketplace who just post jokes for no reason, just to have friends, whatever. And I get it.
You ever
you're
meet that guy
lonely.
that just ran it? Like I have a guy at the pub, and every time I see him, he just calls me over and he's just got a new joke, and they're usually
Yeah.
really lame. But he's like the joke guy.
And it's awkward, right?
Yeah, it's so awkward. But I try to, as I'm getting older, I'm trying to like marinate in awkwardness. My dad is he's a perfectionist at that. I used to go to meetings with him, and he's an entrepreneur as well. And I would be as a kid, because your dad's your hero, right?
Right.
And you're sitting beside him in a meeting.
You feel like the shit.
Well, I would just be like looking at dad, like I don't know what's going on. He knows what he's doing. And then a lot of the times he would be in a situation where somebody would be yelling at him.
Right.
Not yelling at him, but give him a hard time, right? So as a kid, you're like, oh man, my dad's getting like raked over the coals here. Like, what's he going to do? And he would stay quiet for a long time. And then he would just say something.
Right.
And then he would just let it marinate. And that tension is so
You cut that shit with a knife.
it's
dude.
palpable, right?
I know.
And I would ask him about it. And as I got older, I said, what is that about? He said, Jay, I developed that tactic. He said, when somebody's yelling at me, I listen to everything they're saying,
And then
I respond. But then when they say something to me, I just don't talk. I don't need to repeat it 5 times. I've just said it. That needs to marinate.
It needs to marinate,
and then
yeah.
the tension builds and builds and builds and builds. And then that person, if they're more uncomfortable than you are, like if they don't have that discipline inside them, they a lot of times give you way more information than what they should.
Yeah.
Because they'll start getting itchy and they'll go, well, yeah, okay, well, yeah, the builder did actually screw it up, but now they're all of a sudden divulging all this information.
Yeah.
At first it was your fault. Now it's like, okay, all this, and they've said all this,
That
and
is
you've
so
said
true, dude.
nothing.
That's
right?
so true. I do that with my wife a lot. I swear. And she doesn't understand English, but I do it because I'll stay quiet after I've talked to her about something, or like even in like WhatsApp or just Messenger or whatever it is you use to socialize with people, and I'll stay quiet and I'll wait, and the responses keep coming and keep coming and keep coming, and this story is building. And of course I get angry, but like I can calm that. But at least I'm getting the story, like the full.
So sorry,
full
I'm not
breakdown.
exactly following. You're on Messenger when this is happening.
Yeah,
and you're talking to
in
who?
person.
To
my
her
wife. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And by not replying, she thinks maybe
she'll keep adding to it.
Right.
She'll keep adding.
Just divulging
And
information.
so I'm like mid sentence, and I'm like, wait, she keeps going, so I'll stop, and then I'll keep typing more, and then I'll add to it, and then she'll stop, and then I'll delete some, and I'll add some more, and
It's
then
the
next
same
thing you know, I got like this full breakdown I didn't ask for.
It's the same thing, only it's a little bit harder in person because of social
the social cues. Yeah.
That you stop talking, and it's like nobody likes dead air. Like when I'm nervous, I talk a lot. And I think a lot of people are like that.
The podcast. It's okay.
Blah, 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 blah.
No, I think this is a more of an easy environment, but I get it in like a high paced environment. Yeah, like a job or something where you're like shitting your pants because you don't know if you're gonna get fired or not. But
so I wanted to ask you, I wanted to kind of use a segue there about the stereotypical Amazon driver. I wanted to ask you how you feel about stereotypes in general. Like, I mean, when I say that, I mean, besides the obvious stereotypes, like just say a really general stereotype, are they offensive? Let me ask that a different way.
Yeah.
Is there such thing as a stereotype that's not offensive?
There can be.
Okay.
But it depends. As long as it doesn't involve a race, I guess.
Okay. Is there a stereotype about a race?
Yes.
That's not offensive.
Oh, that's not offensive.
Yeah.
That's hard. Yeah, there is.
Like if I do an accent of
actually
Spanish
there is.
person, is that offensive?
Could be.
Okay.
Depending to the Spanish person, but you hear people do British accents all the time, right?
True.
And those
Very true.
fly past the radar. There's 0 people that are from United Kingdom getting offended by that.
Yeah. I have an employee from the UK, and I talk to her in her own accent. I'll be like, hello, how you doing? It's like, actually, like if that was maybe somebody of a different race, that
and they
could
do
actually
it too.
be offensive.
You know that, right? In the United Kingdom, they do our accent.
Right. And are you going to be offended about that?
Not at all.
Okay.
So it depends. Your question is, there's a difference. Though.
Okay. So question for you. When you think about a convenience, you look really nervous right now.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to get put on the spot for.
Okay. I haven't said anything to him about this before.
All right.
This is just kind of like a pop quiz, right?
All right.
Now, if you went into a convenience store and you purchased an item and the convenience store was owned by a brown person, when you're leaving, what would be a very stereotypical thing for that person maybe to say to you as you're departing the store?
This is in The Simpsons.
Apu.
Yeah.
What would Apu say?
Thank you. Come again.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So
They're
talking about
that.
the origin of stereotypes, right? I was in the subway.
Jeez, I'm getting flustered.
That was all. That's as far as that covered. So
this guy wants to get me deleted and canceled.
No.
off YouTube.
Like it's like everybody knows. Like it's on The Simpsons, right? Like thank you, come again, right?
There's a whole thing on that. There's a scandal going on because of the whole Apu thing. Yeah, they want.
Is there really?
There's one that was
No.
like stop Apu,
Cancel
culture.
You got to be kidding.
And then there
me.
was one where bring Apu back. So there's a twofold.
Everybody loves Apu.
I know, but that's why he's not in the episodes anymore.
Wow.
Because of that.
That is unbelievable.
So yeah, when it comes to cultural stuff,
So
obviously I'm scared to talk about it because like
right,
you can think things.
Isn't that wild that is actually even a subject that would be slightly offensive? But
you never know.
I was the reason I started kind of thinking about these stereotypes is I was having a conversation before I came here with one of my employees, and we we're talking about stereotypes back and forth. But that "thank you, come again" probably came from,
some legit dude.
right. So that brings me back to what actually happened to spark this whole thing, right? So in the town next door, like you live in this town, and actually if we're talking about The Simpsons, this is like this town that Dante lives in is like the mirror image of my town. It's like Shelbyville and The Simpsons,
and
like
Springfield.
You go to like Springfield and Shelbyville. It's like the same thing, and there's like the same bar, but it's like a different name, and there's whatever. So anyway, I'm in the subway in my town, which is the Shelbyville of whatever.
I think there's a Mr. Sub here.
Right.
Which is weird.
And it's Subway over there.
Yeah.
So I'm in Subway and I'm just chilling. I like walk in, there's nobody in there. And there's some, I don't know if they're Indian or whatever that they own, right? So obviously the dad, who's the owner, has an accent and he's kind of in the back and the son is the one that's in the front, right? So, and it's mostly white people in my town. Of
course, here too.
Right.
Jeez.
So I walk in and yeah, exactly. But I walk in and I start ordering a sub. The guy, hey, how you doing? What can I get for you? So the dad's just kind of in the background. The guy's making the sub right here. And then partway through the sub, the door swings open. Oh, no. Right? And it's another Indian or brown guy. Yeah. And it was just weird. Like he walked in and like the dad looked up and like looked at the guy that came in, and then the son looked up and looked at the guy that came in, and then the son looked at the dad and the dad looked at the son, and they're like looking at each other.
And you're looking at them.
And then I'm like, okay, there's a brown guy in here and they look nervous. Yeah. So should I be nervous? Like, I wasn't nervous, but I'm like, what is the dynamic going on here, right? So this guy like beelines it to the washroom, right?
Yeah.
So he goes to the washroom and then he's in there for a while, and like the dad's like kind of looking up. And then he looks like he's kind of waiting for the guy to come out of the washroom. And I'm literally thinking, like, again, why are these guys?
Yeah. What's going on?
Focus on
what's
this
going
guy.
down, dude.
So anyway, he's finishing up my sub, and then the door swings open, and the brown guy coming out of the bathroom heads straight for the door. And then the dad like went over and he was like, no, stop. You can't come in here to use the bathroom. He's like, you have to buy something, right?
That's so stupid.
Yeah, but he just basically like doesn't want somebody to like use his bathroom as he came out with wet hair, like slicked back with a comb. This guy just had a shower in his bathroom, right?
Yeah. Some people do that.
So the guy's like, he kind of looked like he was a little bit panicked, right? He's like, I don't have my wallet. Yes, yeah, that's right. I don't have my wallet. It's in the car. I need to go get it. And then the dad like kind of like,
he's not coming back.
He kind of glares, right?
Yeah.
Kind of looks at his son. And he's like, okay, go get your wallet. So the guy walks out, and like we all knew in the store what you just said, that the guy's not coming back. The dad owner of the store, I can't make this up, looked at his son after the door closed and said, he will not come again.
Yo,
I swear to you, man. So
no way.
There's a stereotype from The Simpsons that I witnessed it. He will not come again.
Oh my God.
It was like, there's a stereotype and like, there's nothing wrong with it.
No,
I don't think
hilarious.
there's anything offensive about that, but
that's hilarious.
Yeah,
dude.
that was good.
You actually live that.
I live that.
And that guy knew that. He probably knew where that came from. He will not come again.
He was dead ass. He was dead ass, man.
Dude.
He will not come again.
That's brutal.
Perfect. Just like Apu.
Perfect. Right? Wow. That actually happened to you? That's like.
Yeah. Swear to you. Couldn't make it up.
These people, man, like.
I know I made you nervous on that because I wanted to drop that
what?
on you. Yeah.
I didn't know what you were going to say. I was like, oh. I just started my podcast.
And the son and I just looked at each other. We're like,
around.
I felt him. I'm like, yeah, he's not coming. He's not coming back.
Yeah. No, but He didn't come back, obviously, right?
No. My wallet. Yeah, that's right. My wallet.
Yeah, I left the wallet in there. I'm gonna be right back.
Yeah.
Dude, in a situation like that, I wouldn't come back either. Because if you just used the bathroom and now you left, I can get his point of view.
I'm so not like
I get it.
I would come in and buy a bag of chips because whatever. Because I'm a business owner.
But
and
I
know
can't
it's annoying.
say, unless I was shit faced, I can't say I've walked into an establishment, took a shit and left. I can't. Unless I really had to pee, I would still do it outside.
People do it in my restaurant, and I don't.
But we're
I
dudes,
actually don't
right?
mind. I don't mind. I think the look that the son and the dad were giving
That's fine.
was like
Communication.
I think they were suspicious because it was a brown guy coming in, as in there's mostly white people in our town. So they were like, okay, this brown guy, like even though they're brown too, like they're like, okay, this
Wait,
is,
wait. This is weird.
Yeah.
Hold on. White people, where are you? This is not normal.
Yeah.
And then they watch like we know.
They're racist against other brown people. I don't know. It wasn't even a race thing. It was just like, okay,
You know
this
what?
is
That
weird.
reminds me because I'm Argentinian, so it's like Argentinians don't really like Argentinians. I don't like Argentinians. Like if I go to my country, I don't get along with a lot of people. So I think it's
Really?
like that thing in my culture. At
Right.
least. I don't know. Or Chileans because they're next
Okay, so
door
wait,
to
when you
Argentinians.
go to Argentina,
I don't like them.
right?
Yeah.
Do you want to be the only Argentinian here?
No, I don't want even that.
Do you hang out with Argentinians
No.
here?
No,
at
I
all?
don't
Nothing?
like them. I just
Interesting.
can't. I don't like myself maybe, but there's a certain vibe I
There
get
was-
from Argentinian guy that just don't.
There was a saying that I heard a long time ago. It was like, there's something about that guy that I can't stand about myself. And they say that.
They usually say if you see something in someone that you don't like, it's because you share that trait.
Yeah. And that was really profound when I actually processed that. So true.
It is very true.
Yeah.
So if you say you ever see that guy or girl in your life and you're like, I don't like them, and for what? Why don't I like them? You've never talked. You just see them and you don't like them. There's that.
You see another guy, he's like, that guy thinks he's so cool, thinks he's so hot.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
Thinks his car's so nice.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you like the car.
When you first met me, you had that vibe. You gave me that like, I don't like you, dude. That was like
That's a
not to
different.
put you on the spot though.
No.
because that's different.
No, don't feel that way. I was just going to say, not to argue with you, but that totally different situation.
Yeah, you're in a
at
bar
the
though.
business,
Yeah,
it's a very like, I have to be standoffish.
yeah.
That's the way I feel because I deal with a lot of people. There's alcohol involved. There's aggression involved. There's always different dynamics at play. So just as a general rule, I'm at work, so I'm not going to be all buddy with everybody that walks through the door. Sure, you and I hit it off over time, and then we got
that was
to
a
know
lot
each
of
other.
work, by the way. I felt like I had to date this guy.
Well, you know what?
I had to throw in advances like a woman.
It actually worked out perfect because you must have been self-conscious about yourself or whatever. And you were like, why does this guy hate me? Meanwhile, I didn't hate you, but
Just in
you
general.
were kind of in a low spot in your life. And then
Yeah.
you actually credited me, for the listeners at one point, which I did nothing. I'm literally taking no credit.
He always
at all.
says that, but I always thank him, dude.
No,
you were there,
all
part
I
of
did
my
was
life.
kind of like a dad thing, like a no bullshit. Like when he reviewed my business at a low star, I called him out on it. When he was fucking up, I just said, yo, you're a fucking idiot. Basically, in so many
Yeah.
words. I didn't say that outright, but then you kind of felt like you needed to like prove to me that you weren't that person.
Yeah, that's what it was.
But that was enough to like kind of push you. And again, it's just me being an asshole, like fuck you. But that actually was enough in your mind to push you to do, like you said before in the podcast, you did DJing for me. And like, you were actually you're very technical. You know your stuff. Like look at all the setup you have here.
Yeah,
like you know computers, you know audio, you know video. And like, then you started coming in and doing like promo videos for me. And like, I'm like, I knew at that time photographers that have been doing it for a long time that, you take a quick video and you edit this thing together with, that power gimbal and all that.
Yeah.
And like this product you put out is like better than what I'm seeing like multi-million dollar businesses on Facebook.
You know what it was though? It was the drive to impress you.
Right.
To be like, look at this dude and how much
Which
changed.
Which when remember how I said like almost like
That
a father.
drive.
That's kind of like it goes to like when they say with your kids, you don't want to make it too easy for them because you almost want to create this dynamic where somebody needs to impress you to get their full potential. Because
Right.
if you create an environment that
It's easy and they don't care, and
Right,
they're
right.
not going to really push for it.
and I'm not saying like father son, but it's kind
Yeah,
of that
yeah.
dynamic, right? You
Are
like
you my daddy now?
Yeah, I'm your daddy. You can call me daddy anytime.
Daddy, chill.
Hey, do you have a daddy chill?
There
if you
is-
had a daddy
dude,
chill button on there, that'd be perfect.
but I don't want to mess it up and put the wrong one. Just like
That'd be
I
awesome.
could maybe. I'm gonna guess.
He needs some
No, that's not it.
emotion.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
no, we're not gonna guess which one it is, but it's one of those. I swear it.
Oh man, I have. Anyway,
I have
Fucking, you are fucking. You fucking.
no, that's not. I have to. Okay.
My yard.
Yeah, this is
all
it.
of you.
Daddy, chill.
yeah, daddy chill.
What the hell is even that?
What the hell is even that? You know, that's been used in so many different
I
things.
know.
You can't even
I
tell
was
what the
saying.
original was, but I'm pretty sure I know the
It
original.
was some dude that like said he won a house.
right.
Some kid, like a son,
Yeah.
said this dude won a house. And then the actual dad shows up and is like, "Who are these people? Get the hell out of here! Who do you think you are?" And the guy goes, "Daddy, chill." And he's like, "What the hell is it?"
Man, that reaction is so priceless. I love it.
Yeah. So that I'm sorry, I'd have to test all those freaking buttons, man.
So you told me a story when we had pizza before this about your wife being a little bit jealous of you and you're at the gas station.
dude.
I want to hear that story.
do you though?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, I usually before my wife came to Canada, I didn't get hit on.
But can I'm so bad with interrupting. Have
Yeah.
you dated like a white girl before you dated Latina?
Yeah.
And are Latinas scarier
Yes.
physically?
White girls are scary too in a way where like they care less to a point where you're like, is there something wrong? Well, maybe that's because I'm Spanish. I don't know.
They care less, as in they care less about how crazy they get, or they care less.
They care
about
less
you?
about like the situation, I guess, like the relationship or whatever it is that's going
So-
on.
so
if, like, you
Latinas,
did
Spanish
something, they
girls
would
are-
be like, eh. And I don't know,
Right.
that doesn't vibe with me either because it's like Spanish thing. I
So
don't
the Spanish is like very passionate. It's like
yeah, that's what it was.
right, the passion.
Yeah. And that's what I found it hard to click with this one chick. It was
Right. Yeah, I've
way
had
before my
two or three Spanish girlfriends, and now that I'm thinking, you're right, that the passion is
they're
probably the
way more passionate.
right.
If they say I love you, it means it.
Right.
Like,
I like that.
yeah,
That's nice.
but it's dangerous.
But it's dangerous.
So I'm
It
at a
is
gas
dangerous.
station and I never got hit on before.
Mm-hmm.
Like frequently. I used to, but not as frequent. My wife's like, no, you probably fucked the whole town. But I didn't. So I'm doing, I'm getting gas now that my wife's here.
Like the
and
town's pretty big.
what?
No, I mean like
Oh.
the whole town. Like what?
Well, you know what I'm saying?
30,000
yeah,
girls.
Yeah, that's what she thinks, right?
See,
So
that's
that's what I mean.
Spanish.
That's what I mean. So,
Oh, don't show her this.
no, well, she's not gonna understand. But if she does, it's not like I'm saying any secrets or whatever. So she was there, and I didn't get hit on before, but now I do when she's here. It's like my pheromones and her pheromones, and the other girls are like jealous. I don't know what it is.
There's
pumping
something
gas.
to that. I want to come back to that. There's something to that.
I'm pumping gas, and the pump is this way, and the car is behind me, and my wife is doing her eyelashes, and she's like putting one in there. You know how girls, they get like, I don't know what is with that, like gluing in their eyelashes and stuff, whatever it is. And this girl pulls up, and she comes right up to me. Can you open my hood? I'm like, yeah, no problem. I didn't think about it at all. And my wife said that she turned around so fast from looking in the mirror, doing her eyelashes, she whipped her head so fast that the eyelash stuck to the freaking glass of the door. And it got, I swear, and I didn't believe her, but it was actually there. She left
Stuck
it
to
there.
the window.
It stuck to the window. That's how fast that her head flipped around
But
when
they
this
are
girl.
dangerous, man.
Yeah. And man, was I scared. And I knew, I was like, oh crap, this is not good. She's talking to me now. I don't know how to get out of this. So I opened the hood. Thank you so much. And I think she was expecting like, so you from out of town or what? Like, because she said, oh, this is a rental. I don't know how to use it. I'm like, every car is the same. You pull the knob up
And the hood opens.
and then you put your hand under the thing there and you fling the
I
little
guess
ding,
there's
ding,
a
ding.
legitimate chance that like
No,
she could be wanting help with the hood, but
I think
it's
she
fun.
wanted help with me to help her hood and check out what's under there.
Yeah, she wanted you to get her
Yeah.
motor running for
Yeah,
her.
check
Yeah?
her lubrication and
Yeah.
make sure her oil was great.
Get your dipstick and just stick it in
get
there.
your dipstick wet.
She's like, check it over and over again.
Check
Just-
it, checking it,
Yeah.
checking it. Oh, I had to add a little bit of extra oil in there.
Yeah.
New baby, coming out along? No, I'm just kidding. So she was like, she freaking flipped, but we laughed about it. It wasn't like I got cussed all the way home because she knows it's not my fault.
You're so right about can I say white girl? Like just
white girls.
Like
whatever.
My wife.
That's a stereotype right there that white girls don't get angry about. You're not
Right.
gonna hear like pod listeners.
Yeah, isn't there a movie called
girl.
White Chicks? Literally,
Yeah.
and it's black guys dressed up as white girls,
Yep.
and that's not offensive.
Yeah, but that today wouldn't fly.
Is that a fact?
Yeah, that wouldn't fly today.
Really?
I don't think so.
I know white girls dressing up as black guys. That definitely wouldn't fly.
Yeah,
But White Chicks, the literal movie is
I know
black dudes
I know,
dressed up
but I
as
don't think
white
today
chicks.
in today's like little
You're probably right.
sensitivity
It's
world.
sad. It's crazy.
I don't think that would fly at all.
You're probably right.
It's not one of those things. But I was gonna ask you something because you brought up the whole bar thing and like how you were basically an ass because you're a professional. You're trying to stay focused, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever get stupid questions? Because every business has stupid questions, right?
All the time.
Did you ever get dumb people?
Tons of dumb people. What I would say is not so much stupid questions, but more stupid suggestions. For me, it's always suggestions, right? You should do this. You should do that.
You're like, you should suck a dick.
Like I'm doing a whole renovation, right?
Yeah.
And then the guy's sitting there having a cigarette being like,
There's always that guy.
You should do and all the time. And it's a peanut gallery. That's what we call it. We
Yeah.
call it the peanut gallery. And I tend to be doing stuff when people are there too. I try to do it more so when people aren't, but there's always people giving you suggestions. And I don't know. I was annoyed by it. And now I've kind of come to a point where
Acceptance.
yeah, not every idea that somebody has is going to be wrong. It's very annoying. Every idea that somebody's going to have is going to be annoying. But I've also learned to just actually take it in and I filter it because 1 out of 20 of those ideas are actually legitimate
Good ones.
ideas. So on your business, you probably get a lot of shitty input, right?
Oh.
But if you, one other rule of thumb.
I've listened to some of them, yeah.
One other rule of thumb that I go by is if you hear it, if I hear it once, it's like, man, if I hear it twice, I'll note it. If I hear 3 or 4 people starting to say the same thing, I'm going to take that very seriously. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to, if at first I just dismiss that thought, I'm going to go, okay,
there's a pattern here. I'm going to do something.
Why are
about
people saying this? Is there something to this?
Yeah.
But because there's so many different levels, right? Like in my business, there could be like, what's it called? Like mass hysteria when kind of like, I don't know if I can even explain it right, but like there's an idea and it becomes kind of contagious.
It's something that's repeated over and over, becomes a pattern, and your brain's like, okay, well, there's something that I got to do about this.
I have to give a better example. Like, so somebody says something, right? And then it's just a thing. It would be so much better if I had an example, but they say a thing.
Yeah.
And then somebody repeats that thing and then it becomes almost like it's fact, but like it never was in the first place. I'm just rambling.
I get it though. I get what you're saying. You found the problem you didn't know you had because a bunch of people told you the same thing, basically.
Right, but do those people really believe it, or do they just hear a bunch of other people saying it and they're just parroting it?
Now you're thinking way too deep.
No, but it's
true.
A thing.
But at the same time, if you got to that point where you're like, well, is it because of this and this? Way too deep. Just
right, like if people, it happens in a social group because like some people could say, oh, Dante's an asshole. Right.
Sheeple syndrome.
Right. Somebody say, oh, Dante's an asshole. Why? And it could be one guy that had a bad experience with you. And then he starts telling people. And then people are like, I heard that guy's an asshole. Now it's almost a common fact that Dante's an asshole.
Yeah.
But it came from one source.
But I'm not.
So that's where I'm trying to bring this full circle. So is this thing something that one person originated and because it's a social small thing at the bar. So you spread it. So 3 people now are saying this thing. Are they independently saying that thing, or are they
actually thinking that?
Did it come from the same root? Right?
Right.
Was it infected by this person and it's actually this person's idea these 3 people are regurgitating it and not even realizing it? Or did they, like in your case, if you would have somebody sending you some suggestions or having a bad comment on your thing, it's probably going to be independent experiences and then you'll be able to assess that.
Mine is different because I have order numbers attached to it and I can see if there's a pattern and it's all closed. There's no hearing about it because it's an email to me, right?
Exactly.
Very different than your environment.
What a new world we're in.
It is.
You're dealing.
And now imagine you getting that feedback, right? And you're like, screw that. And then they go on Facebook and they put your face up there. This freaking guy didn't take my suggestion and his bar sucks. So you really should avoid going there.
people do it.
And that's literally the segment I want to do today. Just a quick segment on people being dumb. So we go on Facebook, right? We talked about Marketplace. We talked about people leaving stupid comments and basically making ads that are just dumb. So this one girl, we're not going to say her name because I don't think it's right to out someone. This is like kind of like contradicting what I'm saying. She writes, "Don't rent from this rude woman, like for real, tells me to wait a week for her to get back and the." So she didn't even finish it there.
Yeah, you know,
She was pissed.
Yeah, when you end a sentence with the, no punctuation.
Just that.
And she spelled "and" with a Q, by the way.
Yeah.
It's
No.
QND.
It's going to be on the screen.
Okay.
You're seeing this. This is wild.
This is how mad she was. She didn't review it. She just typed it as her brain thought it out.
Like, you're
a week
angry.
for her to get back and the.
Yeah. And you're angry when you're typing and you don't stop. There's no punctuation.
Yeah.
So this one goes, "Tell me that she's going to rent me a place, but I have to wait 2 weeks for her to get back from a wedding. I waited for her to get back from a wedding, and I messaged her and asked, 'Hey, what time could I see the police today?' And she said, 'Oh, you can see the place tomorrow,' but never messaged me a time. So I asked her what time, and I waited all day, and again, never got a time to see the place, knowing full well I'm a mom trying to find a place for kids."
So I'll break this down. The only thing that makes this lady, right?
Yeah, lady.
Dumb. When I boil this down,
Yeah.
and we've already talked about this, is that somewhere in that little pea brain of hers, she thinks that
That's going to make
somebody
a difference.
cares.
No one cares.
Nobody cares.
So I hope this reaches to everyone that likes to out people on Facebook Marketplace. Don't do it, because there's no point. You're going to get nowhere. This is a legitimate issue for this woman. And I'm not putting that issue aside and saying like, don't be angry. Be angry. Write it in your notes somewhere.
Yeah.
Tell a family.
What I'll
Call
do-
your mom.
What I'll do sometimes is I'll actually, if I get really heated about something, I'll actually write it, and then I won't post it.
Right.
Because
it always happens to
It's
me,
like
dude.
why you journal.
Yeah.
The act of writing it down
And then
gets
you're
the
like-
anger out. Yeah. She is. What's the rocks saying?
Rock.
The rock.
Smell the rocks cooking?
No, something about rock. No, on the podcast, the rock.
Chewing rocks?
Chewing rocks.
I
Yeah.
thought you were talking about the Rock Johnson, dude.
You ever hear the expression "dumber than a box of rocks"?
No, that's a good one. too.
Howard Stern back in the day, he used to have these
yeah.
pretty ladies on, and whenever they would answer, they'd be like, "How many continents are there in the world?" And they'd be like, 5. And then he's like, "No, you have to say it.
Oh,
and,
my God.
and they're like, "I'm dumber than a box of rocks."
No.
He would make them say it. Yeah.
So basically, that's what this is.
She's dumber than a box of rocks.
This is that in a digital world. So I posted, of course, I replied to this because normally I don't, and I do what you do, what you just said. I'll write out a thing.
I
then I'll be
like
like,
to think our viewers are normal, and I bet a lot of people watching this do that.
Yeah, and
I hope they
you
do.
stop yourself, right? Because that's the normal thing. There's ladies on here. There's one lady specifically that I watch. She's on every single post, every single one about and just starting drama. She'll just
When
come
you
in
push
like
enter,
a tornado.
That's when you cross the line between we're normal over here, and then you're not normal when you push enter.
This is
and
the
you
type
post
of
that.
person that you go, okay, you ever have that thought and you're like, what if? And you think of something and you're like, what if I did that? These are the people that go, I'm going to do that. And they actually comment. They're probably like that in real life though. Like they do other things that are compulsive. And
I have a friend.
do.
Exactly like that, and it actually it ruined our friendship actually.
Jeez.
Through Facebook.
Should I punch Jay?
Through Facebook. Through
Knock you
Facebook. Our friendship it was ruined through Facebook. Imagine that.
That's so dumb.
I'd like call her on the phone and be like, "Yo, we're agreeing here. Why are you being like this on Facebook? And she
Yeah.
just would get like crazed on
Yeah,
Facebook.
so there's that kind of lady on Marketplace, and I see her all the time, and I sometimes see her delete her stuff because she knows. She has in her mind that I'm doing something wrong.
So she might actually be mentally unstable.
Could be, and I see it. So the comments, I actually wrote like, you should delete this before the internet eats you alive. Everyone liked it.
You got likes on it?
40 likes or something
Wow.
like that. And I was like, wow, that's a lot. So I really have to talk about this on the pod because it's like, it's not only this, you're outing people that don't really need to be outed. If you got scammed, go ahead, right? No problem. We need to know. Let's take care of each other.
Very good point. There are legitimate scenarios where posting is
Right.
totally acceptable. I want to know, is somebody going to scam me, take my money? Yeah, I want to know about that.
Or hey, tomorrow it's going to be extra windy, so make sure you close your gates because your dogs are going to run out.
No, you
Why
saw
is that a post on Marketplace?
You saw that on there?
That and other stupid things that like, don't buy from this guy because he makes you drive to his house and he looks kind of funny.
I'm going to try to be a little bit deep here. Is it kind of like cute in a way, like an old lady? It would be it'd be like your mom, like, Dante, make sure to put like 2 layers of clothes on today. I looked at
you could look at it that way,
it's gonna be windy out there.
But it's like we're taking the purpose of these groups and completely renaming it, and the admins are gone. The admins are they probably deleted Facebook because there's nobody there moderating. You can't moderate the jungle. You can't go to the jungle right now and tell a spider not to eat an ant because that's how it's like there. They just do whatever they want, and it's all over the place. It's crazy. Wild.
It's so murky in there.
Yeah.
It's so murky.
You never sell anything. You don't sell.
And Facebook doesn't care because, again, it's just engagement. They just want people engaging.
That's
don't care
all it is. Like,
if your IQ is 82 and you're talking about a bunch of
82 is kind of high for that, man.
Yeah. What's the average IQ of these groups? Like I said, who's even posting in these groups? These buy and sell groups. When you have Marketplace, you can put your location, you can set, like, you can even like program ads targeted to like demographics.
I'm trying to
Why
find.
would you put it in a group?
Oh, dude, I have questions for days about this. One of them is because this ad is actually $10 a month.
It's kind of like back in the day when it was just a trading post. It would be like listing your car in the trading post, and then you take like a poster. And then you just go to a back road and you put like one poster on like a back road and like hope maybe somebody's going to like drive by that back road and not see your like trading post ad.
This is the other dumb thing about this.
Does that make any sense? Probably not.
This post said, no, it does make sense. I get it.
Whatever.
I get it. Don't cry, please.
No, I'm an idiot. Whatever.
You're not, you beat yourself up way too much.
Of course.
Everyone loves you.
Go on here.
Don't be a Marketplace guy. So this ad, this particular woman's ad was $10 a month because you have to put something there, right?
Right.
Someone literally asked $10 a month. That's a big scam to me.
Okay.
What?
What do you mean it's $10 a month for what?
Because the ad, to warn people about this person, they put $10 a month. You get it?
Okay. Somebody paid.
No. You can, when you create an ad on Marketplace,
yes,
to warn somebody about something, you have to put a price. Because it thinks it's a product that you're selling.
I'm dumber than a box of rocks.
No, you're chewing rocks.
Okay. Yeah. You're not selling something.
Yeah,
you're just letting people know.
That's
So you're making a
placeholder,
fake ad, basically.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's exactly why these are there.
Right.
This is what I mean. Like, people are doing this kind of dumb stuff. $10 a month? That's a big scam to me. It's not $10 a month, you dummy. Like, there's just a lot of dumb comments on here.
So people are dumb enough to think that they're actually selling. What do they think?
I don't know. It's like that guy thought it was like a lease for $10 a month.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So I have a question for you. Why can't you sell services on Facebook?
Services?
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean?
On Marketplace, I tried to post an ad for a service, and it said this violates Facebook's terms and conditions, and you cannot sell services on there. You can't sell pets. You can't do human trafficking. Okay, I get it.
Yeah, that makes complete sense.
That I can get on board with.
Yeah.
Why couldn't I sell my services? As long as they're not, like gigolo
do I
type
look
services.
like a Facebook employee?
I think you were. You should have some insight into this.
I worked for digital marketing, and I had that happen all the time. Because you think, okay, the guy works for digital marketing, works for Facebook, and then I'd have people message me, why was I banned? why does this happen on Facebook? I want to check if my wife's cheating on me. Can you get in our emails? No, man. All I could do is see your ad account. That's it.
Okay, but I'm asking you, why
I don't
can't
know.
I advertise services?
I don't know.
You don't understand.
They don't want to make, from my understanding when I was there, they don't want Facebook to be the back of a magazine or newspaper, I should say, where you open it up and there's a bunch of garbage, gibberish advertisements that are just like dumb. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they don't
sense,
want
yeah.
it to appear that way, so
Right.
they keep their services selected. You want to sell something, we got that. You want to sell a car, we got that. You want to offer jobs, we got that. You want to do advertising, we got that. If you're gonna do something else, though, what if it's a job, a service that you're saying, oh, I'm your roofer, but then I fall off the roof and I bust my back, and now that's Facebook's liability. You get what I'm saying? So it could be a liability thing.
I wanted. I know I'm jumping around, but
Yeah.
I had this thought the other day. I want to mention it. So I don't remember. For the viewers watching, if you're interested in this or whatever, you can do your independent research. So don't quote me on anything I'm saying exactly. But it was something like, I think it was Home Depot was like ordered by the CRA, the Canada Revenue. But same
Revenue
thing.
Agency.
So for the United States viewers, it's IRS, right?
IRS, yeah.
It's our IRS. So they asked Home Depot, or they made Home Depot give all the records for, I think it was like their cash sales, because obviously there's a lot of.
Wait, what's an alternative Home Depot in the United States? It is,
I think, no.
Home Hardware? No,
No,
Home
I think
Center?
Home Depot is in the States too.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, I don't know.
it's North America. But there's other ones there. But
They
anyway,
sell wood,
they sell
and
wood
house
and
stuff.
building materials,
Building
and it's
material.
very common knowledge. that-
Minecraft in real life
exactly.
for the young viewers, if there's even to this.
So, and for the younger viewers, this is going to teach them something for
I don't want
for the
them
future.
to be here. It's poor kids.
So these contractors, right? A lot of contractors do side jobs for cash.
Right.
So who has a lot of cash? Servers at restaurants and side job workers, pretty much maybe guys who own like laundromats or car washes. Like nobody else has cash really, right? So
I don't have cash.
so the government probably said, how do we get all this tax money that we're not getting right now? So they kind of like used contractor accounts through Home Depot
Yeah.
to figure out, hey, like who are these contractors that are paying huge money cash? Now they're going to go and audit them, right? So they're kind of finding they have a, at Home Depot, you have like a contractor account. Well, you can, right? So your contractor account, but you're paying cash. So anyway, the government always trying to find like a way
To find the missing
the
money.
people who are, making money get a little slippery. So
Tax
a
evasion.
lot of people make a ton of money on marketplace. This is where I'm bringing this back to.
Yeah.
And I looked the other day, and all of the past sales that I've had on marketplace are all like recorded for like, I don't know, like
Yeah. Now
infinity
they
time.
are. Now they are.
So think about, we're like pretty low. Like I'm selling like whatever, like couch here, whatever, that kind of stuff. But people make money on there. So to the viewers, if you make money on Facebook Marketplace, and I'm sure a ton of people make a lot of money on there, keep in mind that those transactions that are on there,
Everything is logged.
everything's logged. So you're dealing cash for this and that and everything. All of a sudden, CRA or IRS wants to come around the back door and say, "Hey, Facebook, can you give me some info there? Like who's doing? Oh, look at this guy. He sold. It
And
looks
they
like
have
he sold."
access to everything. And my accountant told me that they can also see cash deals because it always trails off along the line of where that cash came from. So you're really not escaping them. You're avoiding them, and they eventually catch you. So that's why tax avoidance is like such a bad thing.
Yeah, you
And
just gotta pay your
now-
taxes.
With the way that we are, with like the technology that's happening every day.
They're
and,
going more and more cashless, but even those sneaky ways where cash still exists, but
it doesn't mean anything.
where are those huge transactions happening? They're happening on Facebook. And then after you do that transaction on Facebook, what do? Facebook pops up, boom. Oh, did you end up selling that couch that you had listed
Yeah.
for $1,000? Yes or no? And then you just don't. Yeah, I sold it. Oh, did you sell it to Dante Dario? Yeah, I sold
you
it to
can do that.
Dante. Yeah.
I always say I don't know, or I didn't sell. Or,
Yeah.
But that's just me being lazy. I'm not trying to avoid anything. It's just like, what do you care? I'm not feeding Zuckerberg
People give
more
up
info.
info real
dude.
easy.
I know. Trust me, I know.
You could buy a car and they're like, "Oh, can you?" I heard Bill Burr talking about it. They wanted his fingerprints when he bought a new car. He's like, I'm not giving you my fingerprints.
Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah. And they're like, well, why? He's like,
because what do you mean why?
Yeah,
what do you need to check my fingerprints
I think they were saying it was for his own security. Like if he got locked out of his car.
I get
or
it if
whatever.
like the car has like a fingerprint reader.
I think it was something like that.
I
But
get
even so, he's like, no. But
That's
people,
so
you
dumb.
don't even think about it. You know, you're just buying like a book and they're like, oh, can I get your email? And then most people just say yes.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, you're on an email list and, you know, that's a valuable thing that they can take and they sell that to other people. And that's how you get scammed or spammed and not scammed.
You know what's a really good closer for today's podcast? We're kind of hitting that time slot. We're not going to have to wear masks soon. I don't know if that's happening in the United States.
Yeah, what's the
with,
date
like,
on
the
that?
COVID. I think it's the 21st.
What's the date today?
The 15th? 12?
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
That's
I think
coming
it's
up.
the 15th. Yeah, so
no more mandatory masks.
yeah, so I'm just going to tell straight up, I'm going to still put on masks because I don't trust people. Like maybe I'll put it on in like a populated area type of thing.
I was even thinking when I go to the grocery store, yeah, I will. I've been out and when COVID first hit, I remember like I've been to Asia, and when I was
people
in
did
Asia,
it down there.
People did it, and I thought it was because air pollution or
No.
whatever, right?
It's a thing in society in Asia to wear masks, like Korea or South Korea.
Right.
I was gonna say North, jeez. But yeah,
Maybe there too.
Well, maybe, but they'd always wear masks just to cover out the viruses and whatnot, and they were always clean. They were clean. They were clean. So yeah, now that's gonna happen here. People, I think, will still wear their mask. I'm gonna still wear my mask because I like to continue doing more podcast episodes and make sure you're not dead. Just like the whole sore throat thing I had going on. It wasn't COVID, by the way. Tested like 1 million times. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm really curious just for my own.
Did I put it in my butt? No. It was negative.
No, I was going to ask the viewers, can you comment below if you got COVID already? And if
Yeah.
you did, how sick you got?
Let us know.
I am curious about
if
that.
you're listening on Spotify or like one of those apps to listen only, try to go on our YouTube page, give us a comment. Actually, I think on Spotify I can add a question. I think I can do that.
Sure, try that out.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try that. Let us know.
Yeah, so I really think the next segment, if people are listening all the way to the end, if you hung in with us for like
Thank you, by the
56
way.
minutes,
Yeah.
we'll give you a shout out. Give us just any random topic. Dante and I can bullshit about anything. So
anything, dude.
So throw something out there and we'll talk about it. We'll give you a shout out and maybe you'll get a couple followers too.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll keep you up to date too with all the stuff that happens in the world that people don't really want to say. Like being put on the spot today by Jay was a good.
Yeah, I like watching you squirm. I'm gonna get something like that like almost every episode and just blindside him with it. I'm not gonna talk to him. I'm not gonna mention it to him before. Just see what he does.
Now I suffer for you guys. You see that? Look, 6th episode in, I already clenched.
They
my
like the
asshole.
organicness of it.
Yeah, I know, dude. Well, I hope you all have an amazing weekend. Thank you for tuning into episode 6 of the Just Talk to Me Bro podcast. And as always, peace out, my bros.
We'll see you next time on the Just Talk to Me Bro podcast.